All right, should be good to go.
Thank you, Mr. Hinckley. It's 7 p.m. Welcome to the Town of Newington Conservation Commission meeting for January 18th, 2022. Ms. Gibbons, please call the roll.
Commissioner Ancona, Commissioner Bashand,
Here.
Commissioner Casasanta,
Here.
Conway,
Here.
Commissioner Paskowitz,
Here.
Chairman Saydel,
Here.
Commissioner Wagner.
Okay, point of order. I'm going to see Commissioner Conway for Commissioner Ancona this evening. So we have a quorum of 5 to move forward. Thank you. Item 3, public participation. On non-agenda items, each speaker is limited to 2 minutes. Mr. Hinckley, do you have anybody waiting online?
We do not.
Okay, thank you. We shall proceed to item 4. Acceptance of minutes from the Newington Conservation Commission meeting of December the 14th, 2021. Are there any additions or corrections from commissioners?
Yes, Chairman Sedell, Ellen, Commissioner Paskowitz here.
Please go.
Page 13. First paragraph down about, I don't know, 12 lines or so, maybe more. It states that for me, myself, that is, that if there is a storm coming, obviously it could influence more of a flood because it's been an impoundment, which is actually a dam built by a beaver. What either I meant to say or what was not clear on the recording, because it's obviously been most difficult, I'm sure, for our recording secretary Gibbons to pick up all these things that she has been done so patiently. But empowerment actually should be impoundment, which means it's a dam built by a beaver. So impoundment means that a body of water like a pond is impounded by several means, natural means, by its placement on property, and a waterfall like Mill Pond, and being able to keep the impoundment in a neutral zone and not causing a flood.
I think we got it on. We're just going to change empowerment to impoundment, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Ms.
I'm
Gibbons,
sorry,
did you get? Yeah, go ahead, Ms.
yeah.
Gibbons.
What is that word?
It's impoundment.
I'll spell it for
Impoundment.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you want me to spell it for you, Sue?
yeah, please.
Okay, it's I, M as in Mary, P as in Peter, O, U, N as in Nancy, D as in dog, M as in Mary, E, N as in Nancy, and T as in Tom.
Okay, thank you very much.
More than welcome. Thank you.
Any other corrections from commissioners?
I had one, Chairman. John
Mr.
Bashand.
Bashant?
On page 12, when we were still talking, when we were talking about the Beaver Dam, about 2/3 of the way down, there's a blank and it says brook. I think I was asking if it was Rockhole Brook, which is the name of the brook that's in that area.
That is correct.
Just to make that, just to add that, because it looks like it was
Thank you.
inaudible.
Good, good. Any other corrections from commissioners?
None here, Chairman Sedell.
Okay, I see no one's hand up. May I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes from the regular Newington Conservation Commission meeting from 12/14/2021 as amended?
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
Moved by Commissioner Bashad. May I have a second?
Second by Commissioner Paskowitz.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Minutes pass unanimously 5-0. Okay, moving on to section 5, new business. With application 2022-01, restoration of the Upland Review Area at 249 Day Street. Applicant and owner, 249 Day Street LLC. Contact Peter Mirabelli. Is the applicant present, Mr. Hinckley?
I believe they are, and I think they have a professional here this evening. Screen sharing is available. Mr. Lugden or Mr. Cassidy, whoever wants to speak.
I'm here, Bob Ludkin, representing the applicant, and Mr. Mirabelli is the owner of the company, and he's sitting next to me. Can you see both of us?
You don't have your video on, but I can hear you.
All right.
So whoever's speaking, name and address for the record, please. Please introduce yourself.
How's the video now? Here we go.
You're there.
Yeah, my name is Robert F. Ludkin, Ludgin, and sitting to my right is Mr. Peter Mirabelli.
So do you want to give a description, or do you want to let Mr. Cassidy go into his presentation?
I'll defer to our surveyor, Mr. Cassidy. He's right there.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hey, Eric, it says I can't share my screen. Can you promote me to share my screen?
Supposed to be able to share your screen.
Says while other pretty, are you sharing your screen right now?
Yep. Hold
I
on.
guess you guys stop sharing yours. Okay. Let's try. Okay, can everybody see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So good evening. For the record, my name is Jim Cassidy. I'm a professional engineer and principal with the firm of Halsey, Pearson and Cassidy. I was hired by Mr. Mirabelli to basically come up with a site plan for a piece of property that he recently acquired at 249 Day Street in Newington, Connecticut. The existing photo you see before you is an existing site photo. This is basically what's out here today. The area outlined in yellow is the property that we're talking about this evening. The overall property area is about 2.04 acres. Day Street is on the right-hand side of the page, so north is up. So the property is situated on the east side of Day Street. To the south is bounded by Francis Avenue. And then off to the right or to the far east is bounded by an existing factory building with the property owner address of 124 France Street. And then off to the north, it's bounded by another small industrial building on the north side. So it is in an industrial zoned area. You'll see a area that's crosshatched in light blue on the far right-hand side of the page. That's an area that's identified as in the wetlands on your town inland wetlands map. It's basically down at the base of a slope. If you were to actually take a look at the town inland wetlands map, which I don't know if I can bring up right now, but it actually shows that the wetlands actually extends all the way across that factory that you see to the east. So it's not really evident that there is a wetlands out there, although it does show on the wetlands map. The red line that you see
Mr.
on this,
Cassidy,
yes,
just a quick question, if I may. So this is a wetland buffer related to Piper Brook, which is off to the right of this map, is not shown here, correct? Piper
Yes,
Brook is off.
yeah, Piper Brook is on the east side of the factory building that you see on this plan. So it's
That's correct.
okay. So yes, this is a wetlands associated with Piper Brook.
And the blue line is the limit of the wetland.
On this site per the town wetlands map. Correct.
All right. So actually, that other building is technically in the wetland area.
Yeah, if you give me 1 second, let me
Sure.
just see if I can open up a copy of your actual town wetlands map.
And you can see it on sheet 1.
Um, yeah, this one's not going to show it well.
Okay, I believe you.
Well, but yeah, you are 100% correct.
I believe you.
Definitely shows. If you look at the town wetlands map, this whole building would be in the wetlands. Okay, so the town is identifying a wetlands on this side of the property. The red line on the plan indicates a 100-foot upland review area from the wetlands. There is an existing paved parking lot on this site that's already present on this site. Mr. Marabelli recently acquired this property, and the intention is to be able to store emergency vehicles for Eversource on the property. We went to ZBA. We received the variance to install a fence. And in the same time, when he's preparing his site plan for the storage of his vehicles, he went in, and if anyone had been by the site prior to his work, it had become dumping grounds. There were tires, there were mattresses, there was a bunch of debris. It was actually where you see this 100-foot line, it's actually a slope back down towards this wetlands area. So there's a bunch of debris. Mr. Marabelli went in figuring he was doing the right thing, and actually went in and tried to remove the debris, clean up the area. In doing that, what we found is that the lighter green area is an area that he actually encroached into the 100-foot upland review area. The encroachment consisted of about 7,250 square feet of encroachment in the 100-foot upland review area. Again, it wasn't evident at the time what Mr. Marabelli had done, but as part of what he's doing to move forward to get permission from planning and zoning to be able to store these vehicles on the site, he wanted to rectify the problem. We came up with a site plan. This is just a quick overlay of the site plan that was presented, submitted to you. All we're simply looking at doing is we're going to be utilizing the existing paved area. We circumference that parking area with a fence. In addition to, we've added some landscape islands within that parking area. So the overall impervious coverage has actually been slightly reduced from what's out there today. We're going to be striping new parking spaces within that existing parking area, paved area, to accommodate the storage of these vehicles. In addition to, all he's looking to do is to restore the area where he encroached into the upland review area. The red line, once again, is the limits of the upland review area. What I was proposing is we plant a row of mountain laurel along the edge of it to give a demarcation between the limits of the conservation easement and the upland area. In addition to, I believe you have some recommendations from your wetlands enforcement officer that the remaining area we go in and we basically seed it with either a meadow or wildflower mixed, which we're agreeable to. In addition to, there is remnants of a driveway that comes off of Fran Street. I believe Eric wanted us to also remove the pavement in that area and also restore that area to wetlands and wildflower mix. So we're not asking to construct anything new in the 100-foot upland review area. We're not proposing to discharge any stormwater other than the parking area that presently drains off towards that area. We're actually reducing the impervious coverage, so therefore reducing the amount of water running off the parking lot. All we're asking to do is to correct what was done incorrectly, the encroachment that was in the 100-foot upland review area. So that's going to be my hopefully short presentation for tonight, and I'll gladly answer any questions that you may have.
Yes, Mr. Cassidy, I do have a question. You mentioned, well, how is the drainage before and after, before the improvement and after improvement? Can you tell me, how does the water flow, the sheet flow go down that slope you mentioned by that red line?
Yes,
Is it down slope into the wooded area? Is that
Yes, so
basically?
That parking lot all drains towards the wooded area. It went through a dense forested area. And that we're not changing the pavement. We're leaving the pavement as it is. We are reducing the amount of pavement by putting in some islands and then some landscaping along the front of it. So the overall impervious coverage goes down by about 1,000 square feet from what's presently out there.
You mentioned something about a riprap somewhere in your narrative. Can you discuss what that is? Is that something new, something old?
Yeah, so what I propose to do is presently there's just a blank edge, we'll call it an undefined edge to the edge of the bituminous pavement. What I was proposing to do is put a 2-foot strip of riprap along the edge of it. So as water flows off the paved area, it's slowed down. It doesn't scour as it comes off the edge of that pavement.
Does that run the entire length? Can you maybe just
Correct.
show us, does that run the entire length of what you're showing there?
Yeah, I mean, it's entire length of the parking lot.
All right, cool.
And Mr. Chairman, if I may too, as the applicant also stated, they've also already fenced the property, so there's gonna be no vehicular encroachment. You know, they're not gonna be unless somebody drives through a fence, but so that will be there to stop vehicles where there was not fencing before.
Those are the heart of my questions. Thank you. Is there anything, I invite questions for the commissioners at this time.
Yes, Chairman Sedell Allen, Commissioner Pasco Chair. When did this encroachment come to you, and who presented it to you to be here tonight? Thank you.
I can speak to that. I was out just doing inspections one day and I noticed some activity over in the area. I wasn't sure if they were encroaching, so I sent them a cease and desist. Their attorney got right back to me within a couple of days. They didn't realize. So that's what precipitated this application this evening.
Well, thank you for your vehemently response to working on this with the applicant, and that's a representative. Our commission staff is doing his job. Thank you.
Anyone else? Commissioner Bashant?
Just a comment, and yeah, I would echo what Commissioner Paskowitz said, that good job, Eric. I went by there. It's not a very egregious encroachment, especially all things considered, that that's, you know, basically a paper wetland right now, because you do have full improvement everywhere between that line and the actual Piper Brook. But we do have to respect the line because that's what's on the map. So, and that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Commissioner Bashant. Commissioner Casasanta, do you have any comments at this time?
How to get unmuted. No, actually not. I'm happy with the plans. I like the remediation that's being done. You know, it was unfortunate it happened, but in the end, it looks like a win-win.
Thank you, Commissioner Casasanta. Commissioner Conway, do you have any comments or questions at this time?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Okay, good. So I guess this concludes the discussion. And Mr. Hinckley, Mr. Secretary, do we have to vote if a public hearing is necessary on this application, or this isn't zoned industrial? What is the,
You should make, there's the motions, you should, you know, either option 1, which would call for the public hearing, or option 2, just so everyone's clear going forward, and then you can take appropriate action next month.
Mr. Secretary, may I have a motion on application 2022-01, 249 Day Street for restoration of the Upland Review Area, owner applicant 249 Day Street LLC, contact Peter Mirabelli.
Have we decided which option we'd like to go with, Mr. Chair?
I'm in favor of no public hearing, if we can have a discussion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think a public hearing is required on this application. So I don't know what the other commissioners think.
I also agree, John Bashant.
Yes, Commissioner Paskowitz, I agree with you as well.
Commissioner Conway?
I concur as well.
Okay, let's proceed with the motion, Mr. Secretary.
Okay, the commission believes this activity will have no significant impact to the regulated area and that this application will not require a public hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. May I have a second? So moved.
Second by Commissioner Paskowitz.
Thank you, Commissioner Paskovich, seconded by him. Ms. Megan, please call the roll.
Sorry. Commissioner Bashan,
Yes.
Commissioner Casasanta,
Yes.
Commissioner Conway,
Yes.
Commissioner Paskovich,
Yes.
Chairman Sato,
Yes,
5-0.
thank you.
So this item will appear as old business at the next meeting for action.
Thank you for the applicant.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your consideration.
Moving on to section 6, old business, seeing none. Go back to section 7, public participation on non-agenda items. Mr. Hinckley, is there anyone online to speak?
There is not.
All right, continue on to section 8, communication and reports. Mr. Hinckley, any agent communications this month?
Yes. I have a memo from the town engineer under general permit 1. I don't believe you got this in your pack because I just got it last week. I'll read it to you. This is the Parks and Ground staff's gonna be performing some maintenance along the eastern edge of Mill Pond over the winter, as has been priorly discussed. The town of Newington plans to perform maintenance activities in the Mill Pond Park during the winter of 2022. Work is expected to be completed by May 1st. Work consists of selectively removing saplings and brush along the eastern side of Mill Pond, about 500 feet of the pond perimeter, to stabilize the pond bank and improve aesthetics, access to the pond, and safety. Work in the winter will reduce disturbance to the banks along the pond and facilitate removal of fallen branches and brush from the pond. Work will be performed using a mini excavator and hand equipment to protect vegetation that remains. I was out there last week with the parks foreman and supervisor, and we had a discussion about the plants that they're going to take out and remove and the ones that are going to stay, as priorly discussed. So any questions I can answer on that, or are we good?
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead,
John
Commissioner Bashant.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked about it, Eric. So did we have an inventory of what was going to stay or go, or was it kind of a discretionary thing, leaving it up to them or to you?
No, I was out there with them, like all the, the red twig dogwoods, all that, the more wetland friendly stuff is all going to stay. There's some tree of heaven along the brook that they want to take out. That's an invasive. There's some other things that, I looked at with Mr. Tofelt and Clay Pedigo, and they know what they're going to do. And so all the wetland stuff that's been planted there in the past along the bank is going to stay and be trimmed to promote growth. And the rest of the stuff is just going to be knocked down as much as they can. The briars and the tree of heaven and the other not so good stuff.
So we're talking about the entire east side, like from the bridge to the,
Not even from the bridge, but around where the fire pit is, around behind the pool there to the other bridge.
that's what I meant, the other bridge. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
talking the east side.
right.
Well, it's kind of rough. That pond is so weirdly, situated, but the east side towards the ball fields.
Correct.
So that entire length. So what would you say the percentage of what's there now will be gone?
They're going to cut a lot of it back. Even the percentage of there, there could be up
half
to
of it or more?
Yeah, there could be about half of it. Yep, removed.
Okay. Just gives me an idea.
Yeah. So you may see them out there working, and not all at one time, in ways when it's, when it's also when the pond's frozen, it's easier to rake some of that stuff off that cuts and falls on there, stuff like that. So,
All right, thank you.
yeah. Any other
Any
questions?
other comments from commissioners? Yep.
All right, I have 2 other items. I believe I forwarded to you all last week the new Conservation Commissioner training link. It's free. So for those of you that have not taken the course or been certified, please feel free to take it. And as I said, once you get your certificate, whatever, just send me a copy over so I can just update our records. Even if you have had the certification, you want to retake it or retake some modules, feel free. It's good going forward. And by state statute, you guys are going to have a certain amount of, education each year going forward as well. And then lastly, a reminder for the Land Use Academy that's still on for.
Oh, just excuse me real quick, Mr. Hinckley,
Oh,
about the
yep.
training, is there a limitation on the time?
I was
That's
gonna ask
open.
that. I was gonna ask that too. So,
Um,
especially for the ones who already have it, you said there's gonna be recertification. When does that actually start or?
well, no, what I meant was you have to take a certain amount of classes, educational stuff each year. It doesn't necessarily have to be this if you're already certified. You don't have to recertify as a conservation commissioner each year. I don't believe they changed that. It's just different education stuff. So there's different seminars or stuff. I know Mr. Paskowitz goes to a lot. So if I see something, I forward it along to you guys as well when I get stuff.
Sure, but I think when we took it, me and Commissioner Bashan, there was a limitation where that link would be open. You couldn't just, it was self-paced, but you had to finish within a certain time.
That I do not know because it just popped back out. So I haven't tested it or anything. So if anybody finds out, you can let me know. I'll try and get in touch with Darcy Winther and see if she can give me any more
Nice,
information.
just to make
on it.
sure no one's surprised. No, we're all busy. I would
Yeah.
recommend that for Commissioner Wagner next time. I will text him. I think he should, and also Commissioner Conway. I think that's a good training to have and learn
Yep.
some good factoids in that training. That's
Right.
helpful.
And I haven't viewed this one, so I don't know what things have changed or what they're talking about.
So it's
And
this,
then-
it's on the same platform through the CCSU.
I believe, I don't know if it's run through CCSU, but yeah, they may have revised it and tweaked it. I'm not, again, I didn't get a chance to read the email in depth. I just saw it come out and it felt like I needed to push it out to you guys. I've been busy myself.
Well,
So-
I would just offer one incentive to people who have to do it. There's some perks involved with that because you become a student of CCSU and you get all this software for life. I mean, I have the full professional software packages from Microsoft and stuff that as long as you maintain the email address, you have it for life. So it's a pretty nice perk.
Yeah.
Thank
then
you,
I'll-
Commissioner Bashan. I didn't realize that
No.
because I enjoy continuing my education on this commission.
Sure.
Even though I have spent many hours in all aspects of it, there are changes along the way as well, as you know, and you spoke to. So thank you for speaking to that.
Then also, I'd like to remind you all, the Land Use Academy is still on. It is going to be, due to COVID, it's going to switch to a Zoom situation. And we'll be pushing out the links and stuff to that. We hope you can all attend and have some, questions, and they're usually good programs. And, they're going to cover a number of topics. They've already reached out to me on a few different topics, so we'll see about getting them incorporated into the program. And I think that's it for now.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Eric.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to section B, Town Council Liaison Communications. I see Councilor Bedrejko is present. You have anything to report to the commission?
No, I don't have anything. Counselor Rada is also on
Yep.
the Zoom call. I
Oh.
don't know whether you have anything, Kim.
No, I don't. Thanks, Gail. I just want to say that as a new counselor, I'm looking forward to being part of the meetings and learning from all of you. So thank you very much.
Welcome you, Kim
Yeah.
Renata,
No introductions,
also
okay.
to our commission. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to item C, Pond Life Research and Education. Commissioner Paskowitz, do you have anything to report this month?
Well, I've got a LinkedIn with DEP, as you probably know, and they sent me a memo today regarding a book that's out that's been publicized and offered to be taken upon a commission to buy or anyone that's involved in commissions involving conservation. And the book is about conservation of amphibians and reptiles in Connecticut, which is significant to Connecticut, which is interesting. The book has 131 color photos of species and maps and conservation solutions to amphibians and reptiles and conservation modes within the towns of Connecticut. The authors, one of the main authors, which I know of, and I know that you and I, Andrea Sedell, have spoken to on meetings and putting together a vernal pool recommendations from a person by the name of Michael W. Clemens, PhD, who's well known through the community of our efforts in conservation and wetlands, and who I have followed for the last 30 years as well. I'm glad he's still in the picture to help with what we're doing. So if anyone is interested in this publication, not that you need to buy it, it's $54.95, but his email is Michael W. Clemens, KLEMENS.com. He has been the person that I've been following for the last 30 years for his large community effort in what we're trying to do. That's what I have to offer tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Paskowitch. Seeing that our agenda for this evening is complete, may I have a motion to adjournment?
I'll make the motion to adjourn, John Bouchard.
Moved by Commissioner Bashant. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Secretary Casasanta. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll see you at the Land Use Academy.
Yep,
See
see
you
you
there.
all. Thank you very much.
Night.
Have a
Bye
good
for now.
night. Good
Good
evening.
night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Eric,
Yep,
Susan, how are you?
good.
Am I supposed to be attending this Land Use Academy?
I don't think so. I don't think we need minutes or anything. I mean, if you'd like to, just because, you know, you're so involved with everything, feel free, but I don't think it's required, no.
Okay, I don't have a problem, attending. I just wasn't know if I was definitely supposed to be online.
No, I'll check with Renata, but I think you're fine.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right.
Okay, take care.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.